Told y'all this 16 years ago. When they say middle class, that means not poor. We're not talking to black people coming out of prison. We're not talking to homeless blacks. We're not talking to single black mothers with children. When you hear the word middle class, that is a cold word that we're not talking to black people. That's why they had them dance for you. They had them sing for you. They had Al Sharpton and D.L. Hughley and Kerry Washington and Michelle and Barack. Symbols for Negroes, substance for everybody else. Symbols for Negroes, substance for everybody else. Symbols for Negroes, substance for everybody else.
Because y'all came together to pretty much show how much power black women have when it comes to spending, when it comes to coming together for a cause, and y'all raised all this money for a woman who doesn't even have a plan. Y'all don't even know her policies. Y'all don't even know what she's going to bring to the table. Y'all already calling her black on this app. She's not black. And for the people who keep saying, oh, well, she's half Jamaican, you could be white and still be Jamaican.
Welcome to Male Reality Lessons, where topics are reviewed and discussed as iron sharpens iron. On Male Reality Lessons today, we're going to talk about what just took place last night regarding the presidential debate. Now, there was some back and forth. In my personal opinion, it was a bit of a train wreck, but there was one salacious comment from former President Trump, and we're going to get into that with some direct boots on the ground information. But first, let's hear from the Republicans briefly as they get into what has transpired thus far regarding the two candidates just prior to the debate.
Well, look, I think we all know the world is literally at war here. And on the Senate, far be it from me to criticize anybody about focusing on judges, but when you compare confirming district court judges to not having up the National Defense Authorization Act, you got to question the priorities of the majority. This is an important piece of legislation. We've passed it every year, I think, for 60 years in a row. And we're spending our time doing district judges. I think it's misplaced priorities. We can't stop doing everything just because there's a presidential election this year. Majority Leader needs to address some of the genuine problems that the country has.
Well, there's a big presidential debate tonight. I think everybody around the country is asking the question, who is the vice president and what does she actually stand for? After all, she's only done one interview since she became the Democrat nominee, and she spent the last month basically trying to reverse herself from all the positions that she previously held, which is hard to do because when she was in the Senate running for vice president, she had the record as the single most liberal United States senator. And they've used every chance since she has been part of the Biden administration to move the country in a very left position. And now she's trying to run away from her own record. She said that she would ban fracking, and now she says that she won't. She said that the border wall was a waste of time and un-American, and now she has moved away from that position. She has flip-flopped on confiscating guns, the electric vehicle mandate, expanding the Supreme Court, and heck, she's even flip-flopped on plastic straws. So I think what she's realized that all these positions that she staked out are way far left of where the American people are, and that her positions are incredibly unpopular. So anyone trying to understand what a Harris presidency would mean should look no further than the last 4 years and her record as vice president. Inflation is up 20.2%. There have been 10 million people who have come across the border illegally. And if given another 4 years in office, I believe a Harris presidency of high prices and open borders would be very much the same as what she has delivered for the past 4 years.
Kamala Harris is a dangerous San Francisco liberal. She has flip-flopped on one position after another as she's run for president because she's trying to run away from her radical record. On the one so-called interview that she did, she said, well, that didn't really matter because she said her values hadn't changed. Well, her values call for defunding the police, but coddling the criminals. Her values call for banning certain American energy products, making energy prices go up. Her values call for eliminating private health insurance in America, but giving free health care to illegal immigrants, as well as free housing, as well as debit cards loaded with taxpayer cash. Under Kamala Harris, the crime and the chaos that we see in San Francisco, that would be the face of America. So tonight they're having a debate, and she's going to use phrases like on day one and laser focused. Well, her day one was almost 4 years ago. And when she and Joe Biden and the Democrats focus their laser, they've caused massive misery for American families. Prices are up across the board over 20%, 10 million illegal immigrants into this country, people from criminal cartels, drug dealers, people on the terrorist watch list. Kamala Harris proclaimed that Bidenomics is working. And she proclaimed that the border wall, she said it was a stupid waste of money. 2 out of 3 Americans say this country is heading in the wrong direction. And in order to try to get elected president, Kamala Harris is flipping more of her positions than IHOP flips pancakes. Well, the thing about IHOP is they only flip once. She's going to flip just right back again after the election, no matter how it turns out, because as she said, her values haven't changed.
In the words of Dr. Claude Anderson, we need to
practice quid pro quo in politics, which means you got to say to your people in an election, what can you do for me, whether you're black or white, if I vote for you? Right.
If you're enjoying the video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Mayo Reality Lessons.
Former President Trump claiming migrants are stealing and eating pets in Springfield, Ohio. The statement quickly fact-checked by moderator David Muir.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from television.
But the people on television saying their dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris,
All right, so while the claims about migrants eating pets have not been substantiated, the influx of Haitian immigrants to the city is indeed true. Some 15,000 Haitians have arrived in the city of Springfield since 2020, and a lot of residents there are not happy about it. So let's bring in our Rich McHugh. He is live for us in Springfield, Ohio. Rich, you've been there, you're talking to people. What is actually happening on the ground there in Springfield?
Hi, Nicole. Well, I'll say this. The picture is divided dependent on who you talk to, what slice of residents you talk to here. We're in front of the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. We're here in Springfield, Ohio. We've been here since 9 o'clock this morning. There's a steady stream of Haitian immigrants that have come in almost predominantly. That's entirely who we see. We've tried to speak to them. Nobody has agreed. Largely, they say they don't speak English. But the other residents that we've spoken to, they're angry. They say, and they estimate it higher, they say it's upwards of 20,000 immigrants since since 2020. They say it has stressed healthcare, schools. The number of auto accidents has skyrocketed. But there are two sides to every story here. Residents spoke at a town council last night, and we put together two sound bites. You're going to hear basically the story in two different sound bites.
Is there a cutoff point that, I mean, for the population here? Or, I mean, I feel like there should be a no vacancy sign right now, and people are still coming in. I mean, what's the cutoff point?
Let's be clear, there is a preconceived notion that all the Haitians here in Springfield are illegal immigrants, which is false. Some of us are Haitian American citizens who can vote. We are green card holders, and some of us are here via federal program that allows us to have a social security card, employment authorization that allows us to temporarily stay in the country.
Now, Nicole, obviously two very different viewpoints. We're hearing more of the former, but certainly we're told there are a lot of views representing the latter, if that makes sense.
All right, so Rich, let's talk about what so many people right now in America are talking about. How are people in Springfield responding to these claims of migrants eating pets?
I think the main way to characterize it, they're saying, look, this is overblown. This isn't the real issue here. I've asked some of them, but is it a non-issue, as the city says? One gentleman this morning told me, no, I don't disagree with the town council or the town officials who said they said there's no credible reports. There has been a 911 call recently, and there is a police report filed, which we're trying to get. But I want to play some sound on this very topic, which also represents both of these differing viewpoints. One's a resident complaining about this, and then I believe we have the mayor back to back. Take a look.
They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them like.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
The president of the Clark County Commission and I held a press conference to address recent rumors that have been circulating relative to the Haitian community. We wish to clarify that there have not been any credible reports or specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Now, I've spoken to a number of residents this morning who have extreme views on this, and we'll be playing some of that throughout the afternoon. Nicole, complicated.
Here are my final thoughts. Whether you had a winner of choice out of last night's debate or not, my personal opinion is Democrats should have just went ahead and picked a different candidate as prescribed by what they consider democracy. Going along with just using the vice president was probably a bad move. They had numerous options to pick from, and to be honest, she has been running the country based on the fact that old Biden's cognitive decline has been pervasive probably since he's gotten into office. And we know Article 2, anytime he goes to the hospital or is incapacitated, she is de facto president of the United States. But I want to hear from you in the comment section. Give me your thoughts and opinions on this topic or any other topic here on Male Reality Lessons. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Smash that like button and have a good day.